Thank you for the opportunity to join you for the National Rural Women's Coalition MUSTER Alumnae Reunion. I know the COVID-19 pandemic has affected your usual visit to Canberra, as it has so many important events. I do wish we could meet in person, but nonetheless, it is good to be together virtually. The National Rural Women's Coalition provides a powerful national voice for women living in rural, regional and remote Australia. I particularly want to acknowledge our Chief Executive Officer, Kelly McDonald, and President Leonie Noble for helping to ensure that the diverse views of women in rural, regional and remote communities across Australia are heard and understood. The government certainly values the important advice and insights that the Coalition provides. I commend the Coalition on your work, from holding webinars on board readiness to social media use for women in business to healthy living. The NRWC is setting an example when it comes to using digital tools to engage and interact with a geographically widespread membership. I also want to acknowledge that the Coalition has been working closely with the Office for Women on the 66th session of the Commission of the Status of Women. Thank you for your engagement on preparations and for providing that valuable feedback. This year's CSW priority theme is achieving gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls in the context of climate change, environmental and disaster risk reduction policies and programs. I know this theme is close to the Coalition's heart, now more than ever, with many of you experiencing firsthand the recent devastating flooding on top of the bushfires of 2019-2020 and years of drought before that. We know that natural disasters impact women in particular ways, whether as frontline workers, in terms of the impact on households or the impact on their safety, their economic security. Sadly, natural disasters often result in increased rates of family, domestic and sexual violence. That is why the 2021-22 Women's Budget Statement included funding and support to strengthen disaster relief and recovery responses for women and children experiencing family, domestic and sexual violence. This investment is helping to build the capacity of frontline responders and agencies to assist women and children experiencing violence. Indeed, as was recommended by the Royal Commission into National Natural Disaster Arrangements. Both gender equality and women's empowerment are key priorities for the Morrison government. The Women's MUSTER Leadership Program is helping to improve gender equality by giving women the opportunity to learn, to network, to be inspired and to develop their leadership and advocacy skills. Having women in visible decision-making and leadership roles is essential for gender equality. As many people know, you can't be what you can't see. More women in leadership roles means better, more balanced decisions that deliver for the whole community. And the projects that each of you deliver back in your communities showcase the value and contribution that women in positions of leadership can make. I'm proud to say that the Women's Leadership and Development Program is helping by providing more than $8.7 million for projects in rural, regional and remote communities. A couple of examples. The Catholic Care Wilcannia Forbes program, which has been supported for a project supporting women in Burke and Wilcannia who are unemployed, lack the job-ready skills and experience needed to enter the workforce. Catholic Care set up 2 Kui for Coffee social enterprise cafes in Burke and Wilcannia, where those local women are undertaking work experience as part of a 12-month training program, providing them with life skills, job readiness, financial literacy and employment skills. And then Social Futures in the Northern Rivers has been funded for the Standing Strong program, which provides coaching, mentoring and case management to help women affected by family and domestic violence to enter the workforce. It supports them as they regain skills, grow their confidence, find jobs and achieve financial independence. I know Social Futures has been seriously affected by the floods and we wish them the very best for what we know is a difficult recovery period. And then there's See What You Can Be in the Grampians region of Victoria. This project is enhancing pathways for women and girls into male-dominated industries like construction and manufacturing, and importantly enhancing retention once they're there. These programs ideally enable change, support women's leadership and development. That's our focus and priority. On International Women's Day last week, I was pleased to announce the new Women's Leadership and Development Program, Lead and Succeed. The $20.35 million program in grants will support projects that increase gender equality, extend leadership and economic participation opportunities for women, and build safer, more respectful workplaces. The grant opportunity calls for projects that support women living in regional and remote areas, as well as women with disabilities, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander and called women, LGBTIQ+ women and older women. When it comes to supporting more women into visible leadership positions in the public and private sectors, the government is leading by example with our own gender targets. We set ourselves a target of 50% women on Commonwealth government boards, and we've exceeded it. As of December last year, women held a record 50.2% of Australian government board positions, which is the highest result since the target was announced in 2016. It's an 8.5 percentage point increase from the 30th of June 2013, when we were elected. I congratulate those women who've taken up their roles. That leadership is so important right across government. We're also working to lift the number of women occupying both chair and deputy chair positions on government boards, which was at a now record 40% at the end of last year. That is encouraging, but it also shows there's more work to be done to reach gender balance in these positions, both in the public and private sectors. It's a particular pleasure to participate in this year's muster, knowing that the National Rural Women's Coalition will later this year celebrate 20 years of advocating for rural, regional and remote women. That's an exceptional milestone, a credit to the strong, committed and passionate women that have led and supported the coalition over this time. I know the NRWC has improved the lives of many women through their advocacy. It's been a pleasure to be with you here today, and I really look forward to a time when we're once again able to join in person for future musters. Thank you and have a great day.